we're going to clean up our act a little bit in the kitchen.
Yes.
Perhaps get more protein in there and maybe do a little bit less of the meat. So
more vegetarian.
More vegetables, more vegetarian meals. Yep. A lot of people are on that track.
Totally.
And they're realizing there's a lot of reasons why they want to sort of ditch meat or at least rack it back. It's very expensive. It's
really
not that great for the
now.
environment.
Absolutely.
And maybe not the best for our waistline. So you've got a recipe.
I do.
Using chickpeas and pasta.
Right. Well, you know, legumes, you know, beans, lentils, chickpeas, great protein, you know, great meat substitute.
Excellent.
And this is a hearty dish. My kids love it. And you know what? You mash it up. It gets nice and creamy. And you can kind of do it, you know, that commercial with a fork or with a spoon?
Yes.
So you can kind of thicken it up or make it a little more soupier. So
depending on what you like.
Yeah, and it's really easy. And you know, we're all busy, so we can use a bag of legumes, you know, just soak them the night before and then boil them till they're tender. Or even a can. Canned legumes is okay, you know, in a pinch.
He's saying it's okay to use something from a can.
Yes, absolutely. We all do.
That's great.
But you know, the only thing, if you do use a can, give it a really good rinse.
Yes.
Don't use that water.
Yes.
Or whatever that kind of, you know, just give it a good, that stuff. So anyways, olive oil, of course. I would never give up my olive oil. And let's just put the heat on full blast, right?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. And
let's get some heat going.
No, but for my New Year's resolution, clean up my act, I make a mess in the kitchen, and my wife said,
you're cleaning it up.
You got to clean up your act.
Literally cleaning up your act.
So some white onions, right? This is just a flavor base. So let's do it a little hotter.
I would say as long as you're cooking, I don't mind if you create a disaster.
No, I love creating a disaster.
Yeah.
You know, and we always had this rule: if I cook, you clean. My wife's like, you know what? That rule.
Forget it.
Yeah, exactly. That's a rule that is not working for us. A little more olive oil. You know, after 20 years, it's not working for us. And you know what? Chilies. I love chilies, and you know what? My kids are getting into chilies now.
Nice.
Yeah, they're like it nice and piquant and nice and hot. So.
Well, you travel a lot with them too, so I'm sure that their palate is getting really developed.
Yeah, no,
and
absolutely.
they're open to trying new things.
So chickpeas, and again, cans are cool.
Yep.
You know, and tomatoes.
The easiest thing to use,
really
I think, are chickpeas, and they always taste good.
And so what we're going to do is just start mashing them.
Okay.
So and I'm going to add a little bit of pasta water.
Yeah.
Now, guys, pasta water is nice and thick and has that kind of creamy starch, and you can actually use that for your sauce. So don't be afraid of using pasta water.
Okay.
Right in. Is this not working?
Don't use the water from the can, but you can use the pasta water.
Absolutely.
Yeah, sometimes it's a little, you know, it needs a January jump start. Just give it some time.
Absolutely. So I'm using this because there's like a lot of nice kind of starch, and it's going to help kind of develop that sauce.
Okay.
Or you can actually use more of it, and it's going to kind of be part of your soup.
So are you more soupy, or are you more sort of thick and chunky?
It's kind of how I'm feeling. So it's a bit of both.
Okay.
Yeah. But you know, I always like to kind of mash my chickpeas. You know, just to kind of give it a little bit of creamy texture.
A lot of it is also fooling the brain, I find. So for folks that are really tied to meat and they want some kind of a meat substitute, the more you can get that chunky sort of texture, the more you're going to feel satiated.
Absolutely. So black pepper, salt, and we're just gonna. Now, why is it like it never kind of bubbles?
I think it might be you, David.
Is it me?
Is it you?
Oh no.
I don't know. Is it him?
Is it me? No. It's
No, it's not David.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it's a little finicky.
Yeah, but you know, so I like kind of having a little bit of whole chickpea, a little bit of crushed, and you know, if your kids are really fussy, my mom does this all the time. She'll, you know, for my kids when they are a little picky, she would take the chickpeas out and just give them a quick blend, and it becomes almost creamy.
Your mom rocks. I would never do that.
Just eat it. My mom would call it mac and cheese because you know she doesn't even know what mac and cheese is. She's like, yeah, it's mac and cheese, and I'm like, Mom, it's not mac and cheese. She goes, yeah. So, okay, you know.
One day we just need to get all the viewers to like submit all of their immigrant stories.
Absolutely.
Please submit what your parents used to call this.
Absolutely.
Right?
So,
it's mac and cheese. It's the same thing.
So our pasta's ready. It's al dente. I'm using a dettagli from Barilla, and it's a little tubetti, little tube pasta.
Okay.
And we're going to
strain it.
Yep. And we're gonna. Now this is why my wife says, make a mess, because I always just like throw it here and it goes all over the place.
Yeah.
And
I can see her point right now, David. I'm just saying.
And just toss it. And look at that.
And you're done.
Really, really easy. Some parsley.
Yeah.
And if you want, and you like spices, Indian spices, you can put some turmeric, some coriander powder, even a little hit of garam masala. It's
Why
really
not?
good. Yeah.
Take it where you want to take it flavor-wise. You've got an amazing meatless Monday meal or a dish for any time that you want to be a little bit healthy, but have that heartiness, right?
And then our Italian MSG, Parmigiano Reggiano.
Do it. Do what you need to do. Well, we're putting this recipe on our website. It's cityline.ca, and if you liked David's recipe, you're going to love his new cookbook. David Rocco's Dolce Familia will be